What are you gonna do?
Told you. We're gonna hang out. Gonna watch a movie. Gonna take some pictures.
What's up, guys? It's boy Benny. The 10 Commandments. God says that thou shalt not steal. He doesn't say you're allowed to steal if you're a Republican or a Democrat. You just shouldn't steal, period. And that's why we're proud to cover on this program all sorts of voter fraud that occurs, that's currently being charged or has been charged. For instance, Iowa official's wife found guilty on all 52 counts of voter fraud. This lady's a Republican. Kim Taylor's her name. Wife of an Iowa County supervisor found guilty on 52 counts of fraud on Tuesday concerning mail-in ballots in the 2020 election. Wow, what do you know? What are the chances? Federal prosecutor said Taylor has attempted to generate votes in the 2020 primary general election in Iowa in order to help her husband, Woodbury County Supervisor Jeremy Taylor, win the primary for Steve King's Iowa seat. Jeremy Taylor lost his primary and receiving only 8% of the vote. Prosecutor said Kim Taylor broke the law in assisting her husband to seek elections by illegally filling out absentee ballots, right? That's what she did. She got mail-in ballots, and then she filled them out for people, and then she sent them back in. 52 counts carry a maximum sentence of 5 years each. Sentencing date has not been set, so she could go to jail for the rest of her life. Jeez. The right to vote is one of our most important institutions, says Ms. Taylor, deprives citizens of their right to vote in order to benefit her husband's campaign. Okay. Hey, lock her up. That's what I say. And what I say also is that, like, when you look for this story, you can see tons of results, right? In Google, election fraud Iowa, I Googled. And has all these stories, right? The Hill, AP News, CNN, Washington Post, Sioux City Journal, all these stories. Iowa Attorney General, Fox News, blah, 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 again and again and again. NPR, every site is covering it. Now, I would argue that this is fine. It's good. You should cover election fraud. But why is it only election fraud like this that gets covered? Why not election fraud like this, where an indicted Virginia election official, a Democrat, altered the election results, meaning she reported incorrect numbers and those numbers got counted. Virginia election official charged with corrupting the election results for the 2020 presidential election, resulting in false results being reported according to newly disclosed court filings. What is this? Former Prince William County Registrar Michelle White altered the election results with the state reporting system. Her alterations resulted in false reporting of the election results from Prince William County. Now, you always see this. There are always these viral videos that show the ticker for the number of votes that have been cast in an election, and the numbers go all haywire, and people clip it and like, oh, look, see it? Do you see? Is this one of those situations? So the VERIS system, which stands for the Virginia Election and Registration System, was implemented in 2007. Statement came from the defense filing summarizing some of the allegations against Miss White. Miss White argued through a lawyer that the best evidence, the results were being kept under seal. In the event the records were unsealed, the defense inspection, so she could just make up election results. That's what happened here. Wow. Let's continue to investigate here. Former Virginia election official hit with charges linked to 2020 election. What are those charges? Michelle White, who was the registrar of Prince William County in 2021, was indicted on September 6th of 3 felonies, according to documents, according to the Epoch Times. She's engaged with corrupt conduct between August 1st and December 31st, 2020 grand jury charge. The time encompassed the 2020 election. White is accused of making false statements. She could face up to 21 years in prison if convicted on all 3 charges. White abruptly resigned when she was found out. And now we know exactly what she was doing. She reported the incorrect numbers for the presidential election. She altered election results in the 2020 election. Well, how many times does this happen? I don't know. This is pretty alarming. So there's so many different ways to skin this cat. There's so many different types of fraud. We cover it all on this channel. All of it should be defended against. Republican, Democrat fraud, doesn't matter. Like the first story is Republicans committing fraud against Republicans. The next stories are a bunch of Democrats committing fraud against Democrats. This happened inside of a Joe Biden winning county. Did it affect the results of the election? Joe Biden won Prince William County by 54% of the vote, compared to 44% of the vote for Donald Trump. But this election official, this Democrat, altered the election results in the state reporting system that eventually led to 3 grand jury indictments. Michelle White needs to be charged. This is what Michelle White looks like. There's always an archetype, isn't there? Prince William County General Registrar indicted on election corruption charges. Here are the charges. Corrupt conduct as an elected official, false statement by an election official, willful neglect of duty as an election official is what she's being charged with via the Attorney General of the state of Virginia. Jason Miyares is his name. The Office of the Attorney General told 7 News there's no further comment. Eric Olson, the director now of Prince William County, said in a statement, the former General Registrar of Prince William County, Michelle White, has been charged with 3 criminal counts. She left her position. Her conduct did not impact the outcome of the election, effectively saying that we've changed everything in order to try and fix the disaster. There's always an archetype, isn't there? Look at this. There's Michelle White right there. So he's saying that we've built an entirely new leadership team that is dedicated to fair and accurate elections. Many improvements and best practices have been adopted to ensure safe and transparent voting systems in Prince William County, he told local news. He declined to elaborate. But effectively, this place it must have been a disaster, and one of the things she's being charged with is changing the vote. She literally just put in the wrong numbers into their little election systems. Virtually all states have these, right? A system where you report the numbers and they all get tabulated. Bad news, man. Bad stuff. Not great. Not a good look. What's also not a good look is some of the new breaking stories out of Massachusetts, where Democrats are committing fraud against other Democrats. Now on camera, Springfield mayoral election controversy over voter fraud charges. Apparently now you're just getting paid to vote inside of various Democrat-run cities in Massachusetts. Springfield is one of them. Check this out.
Worker says, quote, I heard people asking, where is my payment? And I was promised $10. Another worker saying, from what I saw, it appeared groups of people who were brought in were told who to vote for. On Saturday, I overheard people saying, oh, is this the one we're supposed to vote for? Where is Hearst? Also coming to light, this surveillance video. Springfield Election Commissioner Gladys Olayola Lopez describing what she saw here. She says, quote, 2 women and 1 man can be seen showing the man in the red, white, and blue shirt something. The man then proceeds to take out what appears to be a large bundle of cash and peel off a bill and hands it to each person. Amid these allegations, we're getting answers from one local criminal defense attorney about the legal consequences if these claims are proven to be true.
This statute punishes this type of conduct for up to 1 year.
So, wait a second. People are literally on camera getting paid to vote in Massachusetts. They're also on camera stealing mail-in ballots in Massachusetts. Check this out.
This is the Ring camera video appearing to show a woman taking out 3 ballots from a Lawrence man's mailbox. This is the man who didn't want to be identified, but says he went to go vote in person on Election Day last week and was told, according to the list, he already voted. That's when he checked his camera footage and then contacted police. The Essex County District Attorney's Office and Secretary of State, William Galvin, are now looking into any allegations of potential voter fraud.
We're going to get all the ballots out of Lawrence. We're going to get all the mail-in ballots, and we're going to review everything and all the provisionals and reconcile the lists. And if further investigation contacting some of the people who allegedly voted by mail needs to be done, we will do it.
There are 2 reports of potential voter fraud or stolen ballots right now in Lawrence.
There may be more. It's premature to say how many.
The second report filed was from this Lawrence woman who's still waiting for elections officials to decide whether her in-person vote will count or the mail-in, which she says has her signature forged.
How come it's not going to be counted if I'm voting right in front of you and I'm telling you that that vote that you have there is not mine?
That vote you have there is not mine. That should echo through your brain right before you go to bed. Actually, don't, if you want to sleep well at night. This is horrifying realities for the American electoral system, for the American election security process. Why am I the only person on the internet that's screaming? All you hear from leftists are screaming about the disenfranchisement of black women. Well, here's a black woman. She's disenfranchised. She's trying to vote. She's physically there to vote, and you're telling her she's already voted. And you show her a forged ballot. Nothing we can do about it. Incredible. I seem to be the only person that has a problem with any of this. The only person who's covering any of this. Patterson City Council president and his wife stole mail-in ballots to rig 2020 election. They literally stole ballots from mailboxes, these two people. Alex Mendez is his name. He's being charged. Here are the charges from the New Jersey Attorney General. He's literally being charged with stealing the ballots from the mail, ripping the ballots open, checking who you voted for, throwing away the ballots that didn't vote for him, and then voting for himself in a fake ballot, inserting it back in the envelope and mailing it. That's what this guy did. Piece of garbage. And he won. He won the election by doing that. They say that there's hundreds, if not thousands of times that they did this total and complete, blatant, unbelievable fraud. Ladies and gentlemen, there's other forms of fraud, electronic fraud. Voting machine problems in Pennsylvania County triggers alarm ahead of 2024. This from Politico, saying that there are election machines that continue to switch votes. There's no other way to say it. They switched the votes. 2019 election was the first time that Northampton used touchscreen voting machines for the election software. A programming glitch caused a significant undercount in the votes for a Democrat candidate. Wow. So you just glitch things out? In November 7th of this year, Northampton residents who showed up to their local polling stations found that the printouts from the same devices didn't match their votes, meaning it switched the people's votes. Voter fraud is a real pandemic. The real pandemic is the voter fraud pandemic in America. Heritage Foundation has an excellent resource where you can go and check all the fraud cases, and you can see the hundreds and thousands of voter fraud cases that have been charged. This is the fraud type that has been charged across the country. As recently as this year, right here. Altering the vote. Look at that. Altering the vote count. What do you know? In Michigan. What a fine state. Altering the vote count. That's how we led. That's how we led the program. VA election official altered election results in Swing County. Oh my. My goodness. My goodness. We got to fix this, ladies and gentlemen. We have a system that runs on trust. And when you see footage like this, of people stuffing ballot boxes. I mean, this is a Democrat doing this. This is a Democrat doing this. She's stuffing the ballot boxes. This is in Connecticut. And she's so egregious in doing this that the judge overturned the election. Said, I can't figure out who's the correct winner of this election. I'm just going to stuff the ballot boxes. You can't run elections like this. You can't. We're going to keep covering this issue, and we hope that there is some sanity. This is not about Republicans winning, and it's not about Democrats winning. It's about us having fair elections for both sides to have a chance. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Benny. Stay based, stay free, and have fair elections. See ya.